It is a people problem. But like I said before, it starts in the boardroom. At least just delivered. It's about the customer, stupid. We are very relational as Africans. So the CIO needs to be customer obsessed. In fact, the CIO should go out and say, guys, what tech do you need to not only please our customers, but to delight them?
Imagine a parent in Nairobi trying to pay their child's school fees, but the mobile money transaction keeps failing. Or a young entrepreneur in Lagos expecting a delivery that never arrives with no update or apology. These aren't just minor service failures, they're broken experiences. Today's African consumer is no longer accepting that's just how it is. We're using WhatsApp, Netflix, Uber, many other products, and we now know what a seamless experience feels like. The modern African consumer is starting to demand the same from local businesses. This is the transformation happening across Africa. Customers are aware and recognize that they deserve better. To unpack this, I'm joined by Mr. Nyasha Mutsekwa, CEO of Ajua, Africa's first integrated customer experience company, specializing in customer analytics, net promoter score, and a voice of customer solutions. Welcome, Mr. Nyasha.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us today. Now, before we get into the meat of things, as always, I think, and I could be wrong, that businesses often consume customer service with customer experience. In my experience, service is very reactive. You call when there's a problem. Experience is proactive, right? But in Africa, the stakes are higher.
Yeah.
And what is making them higher?
Well, I think we are very relational as Africans.
Okay.
And because we are very relational, we tend to want the same, whether we're paying you or we're just friends. And so when we're paying you, the stakes get higher.
They do.
Right? So you get into this situation where, and I'm even paying. So a lot of people say, and I'm even paying.
Do you know how much I've spent on this?
Yes. So I always wonder, were you not supposed to pay? It's a service, right? So I think we really, really take it to heart when we don't get good service.
So that's the service side. And what of the experience side?
So now experience, I think, is the next level up.
Okay.
And experience is what, as an organization or entrepreneur, when you thought about this business, what you were going to deliver. It is not something that the customer comes and creates, right? No. So you have to be the one, from day zero, when it was a business plan. What were you thinking about? Now, unfortunately, we suffer from the fact that a lot of entrepreneurs are survival entrepreneurs. So they started the business because I was out of a job. Right. I needed to do something. I started doing it. I was doing it very well. Yeah. And then suddenly, I'm big business. So I never got to the point where I thought to myself, hey, what am I actually trying to deliver, right? What is the experience I'm trying to deliver? Because yes, you might say, well, I need to deliver this product. And if you don't mind, let me give you a really good example. I got married to my wife long ago. So she's Kenyan, I'm Zimbabwean. So we decided we were going to get married here in Nairobi.
Okay.
Her mother set up many meetings with many service providers, and one of them was this cake lady.
Oh, the cake lady. Oh,
the cake lady. And the cake lady, had the worst demeanor ever. The worst. Hey, we're excited. We're 20s and we want to get married. And she's just yeah, okay, next. Right? But her reputation as the best cake lady in Nairobi
preceded her, right?
Preceded her. So we were we just need to stick with her. So my mother-in-law, when we're done with her, my mother-in-law goes back the next week. We're back in Joburg and podcast. And my mother-in-law is like, I'm really pissed off at the experience my children had.
Yeah.
She goes back to her and she, reads the Quran to her and says, come on, you got to be better, da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And the lady's like, you know what? I'm good at what I do. And I could be doing something else, but this is what I'm doing. And that's that. Now the cake was fabulous, right? But the experience was bad.
It was bad.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to give away the many years. 19 years later, my wife's sister's getting married. And if Elizabeth ever hears this podcast,
she'll listen.
My sister-in-law gets recommendations from all sorts of people. And there's this Liz that keeps popping up. And she's like, and she goes and she does the thing with Liz, da, da, da. Somewhere in there, my wife realizes, hey, wait a minute. Elizabeth, who, where, what? She still is? And my sister-in-law's like, yeah, and she's really, like, she scowls. She just never smiles. I'm like, 19 years later, yes, she's still not smiling, right? Yeah. So survival entrepreneurship is what plagues us. It doesn't mean we're not successful. So the P&L will show the success. However, the experience always lacks.
Oh, okay. Now, there's a 19-year gap between your experience and that of your in-laws.
Yeah.
Now, in those 19 years, we've seen technology evolving.
Amazing.
A lot of us have traveled out of either the country, the continent, and we have been exposed to what experience should look like.
Yeah.
With that, wouldn't you expect this survival entrepreneur that you've described to come to this conclusion or this light bulb moment that the African consumer is experiencing an awakening, or in your terminology, there's a sense of consumer awareness? Wouldn't then you expect that to have shifted and changed?
Yes, it would have.
Yeah.
Right? However, there's behavior patterns that we need to understand, right? So a shift in the consumer doesn't mean a shift in the business that the consumer is consuming, right? Vitu kwa ground ni different, right? So you find it's taken us how long to get banks that allow people to start to open accounts without being referenced.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Even though everywhere in the world you can open an account in 2 seconds. At an ATM, you can open out an account. You can call us and we'll open an account for you. But it's taken us how long to get a bank that will just be like, no, okay, you can just show up. Like, all we need is your ID. Right? So as surprising as it is, right, I feel what happens and what is happening continuously is that we as the consumer, as the African consumer, we're being asked to live a very different life, like to be Jekyll and Hyde.
Okay.
So when we are on the internet, when we're doing the internet things, that's who we want to be. That's the experience we want to be.
Yes.
When we get to the local businesses, now we're like, you got to roll up your sleeves and walk in there like, with the sternest face and be like, scowling at everyone. Otherwise, you're not going to get any service.
But that really shouldn't be the case, no?
It shouldn't be the case. And we're trying to change that. And we're seeing a lot of organizations starting to move into a situation where they're saying, it's about the customer, stupid. Right? And it's that's where the money comes from. So we got to listen to these guys.
Okay.
And fortunately, Ajua has been around for the last 13 years.
Yeah.
Helping businesses do that.
Okay.
Just listen.
Just listen. It doesn't hurt to listen.
It doesn't hurt.
And are they doing that? The businesses you've encountered, and
They are doing it, right? We are encouraged.
okay,
In fact, just to blow our own horn there,
please do.
all right?
Oh, please do.
We are the only business from Spark Fund 1, Safaricom Spark Fund 1, that's still alive. That means something. It means now, one, in the startup world, we've got product market fit. Number two, it means customers are paying us. We haven't gone out for any rounds of funding for the last 4 years.
Congratulations.
And we're growing. We just acquired a business, customer-centric, Rate My Service. We just acquired it last month. So our team is growing.
Okay.
Right? So people are listening. They want to listen.
Yeah.
In fact, I think there's not enough tools for them to listen. And that's what we're being challenged by our customers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, you said some businesses are listening, and congratulations. But let's talk about the feedback loop.
Yes.
Let's talk about that feedback loop. Perfect example. I ordered cake for my son's fourth birthday. Okay. Paid on time. I traveled at this point. My poor boy, I wasn't around, but I know I've paid for the cake and it's supposed to arrive. As I'm not around, he'll celebrate his birthday. He went, he got dressed up, and I'm expecting photos. Unfortunately, the cake was not delivered on time.
At least it was delivered.
Are we going to get into at least? It was not delivered. And I was forced to go. I was not forced. I went on to X. Then it was Twitter before it was X. Just to complain and say, I paid on time. I spoke to you. It was supposed to arrive on this date. I had a 4-year-old sobbing. Actually, no, it was not his fourth birthday. It was his third birthday. I have a 3-year-old who was dressed up, knew we were cutting cake. And they said, you know what? We're really sorry. We'll refund you. Good. They replaced the cake. Good. Then I had a second cake. And then I called them and I said, you've sent me another cake. Is this by accident? Or now I have 2 cakes. I can't fit them in my fridge because they're massive. What do I do? Do you know what they did? They said, can you return one? I said, no, why am I returning it? There seems to be a gap in this whole loop from my complaint. I'm very grateful, but now I have to return it. But then actually, no, I had to return it at my cost. Can we unpack that, please? Because it was like 2 days of back and forth. Now, what was interesting was head office said, it's not our fault, it's that branch. And then you speak to branch. And then I'm thinking to myself, as the good law-abiding customer that I am, I'm calling to confirm what's going on with this, because at the end of the day, you're running a business. And there's no acknowledgement of thank you, it's okay. It's actually, can you return it and it's going to be at your own cost. Why did I have to experience that in this day and age?
So there's a couple of things there. Sorry for your son.
Thank you.
But when we say businesses are listening or are starting to listen, they are tending to listen to the pain. Right? So I only want to, you hear entrepreneurs, businesses say, I only want to hear it if there's a fire. So in that situation, they hear the fire, they react, right? But because there's no service culture or there's no experience culture built up, right? They're not thinking about what they're trying to deliver to you. Because it's not the cake that you are delivering, right? It's actually happiness, right? Smiles, pictures, memories, right? But in their minds, this is a transaction. So the transaction failed. Let me fix the transaction. Oh, I did something else to mess up the transaction. Let me try fix that. So in their minds, they're in fix mode. You are in I want an experience mode. So there's a gap there. And what we try to do with our technology is actually try and bring them closer and closer and closer. Now, I was a couple of years ago, but KPMG's banking report for Ghana and Nigeria and our benchmark report Q1 2025 reports the same thing. What's the number one issue? Resolution. So
Resolution, you mean customer resolution?
customer resolution.
Okay.
I had an issue. You didn't fix it.
Yeah.
I had an issue. You weren't able to fix it. You took too long. Or you were rude. I had an issue. So, if I don't know that I'm delivering happiness, memories, smiles, not cake, then I'm not going to be able to actually rise up to your expectation of how to resolve an issue if there's an issue.
So what you're pointing at is that it's not a technological issue because the transaction went through, the phone call was picked up, I did speak to whoever I was with, but it's the people who did not know that they were supposed to be delivering an experience.
Yeah.
So we're essentially talking about a people problem.
It is a people problem. But like I said before, it starts in the boardroom. So our most successful customers, and we've got really successful customers, our most successful customers, when they talk about their net promoter score, their customer satisfaction scores, the data they get out of our system, when they talk about that, they're talking about it at a board level. They're not talking about it in some corner in the middle of some big floor with 20,000 people sitting there. It is in the boardroom. It is strategic. It is measured, and it is given to everyone in the business.
You've touched on something very critical to your organization and technology as a whole: data.
Yeah.
Letting the data tell the truth, letting the data map out where you should be.
Yeah.
Our businesses, there's successful businesses who are using this data to enhance the customer experience. But do you find that sometimes there's gaps in how data is collected, how it's stored, how it's used? Is it being disseminated properly? Is that story being told in a way that even to that border or that individual who's going to deliver the experience, do they understand what this data means?
No, they don't. and that's where the brokenness is, right? I mean, and maybe this is going to be a conversation about examples and how we highlight these points. I advise a startup that's in the mobile water IoT business, and they got approached by this big Dutch NGO to, we want you to go and do more of what you do to as many people as possible so there's no more water scarcity, etc., those big dreams. But because you're a startup, we can't give you the money. We have to go through this intermediary called the bank. So you have to apply to the bank, tell them about your business, and they will give you money, interest-free, in as much as you need, because we've guaranteed that loan. Perfect. Amazing.
On paper, right?
On paper. My guy walks into the bank. And he has to go to a branch, by the way. He can't go to head office, so he has to go to a branch. Walks into the branch, and the branch people, oh, new account. Yay, yippee. Pop the champagne. Yeah, it's a new account, but I want to apply for the specific water fund loan.
Yes.
sorry, what? This specific waterfall. See this newspaper article where this is your CEO. Yes, that's our CEO.
Yeah.
This is this water fund person.
Yeah.
Yes, that's that. Yeah, we don't know who that person is. That's a Mzungu. Yeah, what? Yeah. Read the headline. Oh, bank so and so signs water fund to give loans to water businesses.
Yeah.
Oh, just ngoja tu. Right? So when we talk about experiences and data disseminating, there is a gap in how data is disseminated. So you can't talk about, 2025 and not say, everyone's got data.
Yeah.
They don't,
No.
because the data is not disseminated in the right fashion. And part of what we do
Yeah.
is say to organizations, right? This is your strategy.
Yeah.
Your strategy is to be customer obsessed. And I'm sure you know a lot of organizations that are saying this, right?
Yeah, I do.
What does that mean from a data point perspective at the lowest level? So the border guy, the teller in the branch, what does customer obsession mean? So not only are we collecting the feedback to measure whether that metric is being met,
Yeah.
we're also in that people environment to say, let's train the people to make sure that they have the capability to be customer obsessed. But before you even start going there, is say, okay, like, how do you disseminate information?
Yeah.
Because information it's not, people hoard information. They say data is the new oil. So even in organizations, people are hoarding data, and that's to the detriment of the customer.
Oh, okay. I have so many follow-up questions there. And do you, as an organization, encourage, I'm assuming that you do, but just to hear it from the horse's mouth, do you encourage the organization to disseminate this data and you just say to them, listen, you want to be truly customer obsessed? This is what you need to do. It is in your interest that you do that.
No, it is.
Yeah.
And we do.
Okay.
And part of doing that is our platform is a bit non-traditional in the software as a service era.
Oh, yeah?
So we don't measure number of users as a metric to sell our software. So an organization can have, everybody could log into the Ajua system for X account and see where their NPSC sets and all the feedback they're getting from customers. Now, in most organizations, we probably have like 5 people that log into our system.
Oh,
Right?
okay.
There's no limit to how many could.
Yeah, it could even have up to 100.
However many you are in the organization.
Yeah.
All right. Of course, we can limit what you see.
Yeah.
You may see things that are relevant to you.
Yeah.
Because if you take a bank teller, for example,
Yeah.
when you go to banks, you see that QR code, rate my service.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That QR code relates to that teller's service. Surely I want to see what customers are saying about me.
Yeah.
Surely I want to be able to, the customer said I was rude, but I thought I was actually quite nice. And, the customer said let me fix that. So if you're talking about customer obsession, you must give people the tools to fix customer issues. Customer feedback loops. You can't send the feedback all the way to head office.
No.
Right? And then it comes down all the way to branch and then goes to customer. That's a 3-day loop.
And not even that, there's cultural nuances, because my experience in Nairobi will be very different in Naivasha, different in Tanzania, different in Uganda. So yeah, you're right. Taking it back to all the head office, there was probably language.
There is a whole lot of difference. There's a whole lot of difference. I mean, forget about language, right? we're out here in Tatu City.
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of different people out here from Westlands. I can tell you that for a fact, right?
Yes.
How people in Westlands react to something versus guys out here in Tatu City is completely different. You need the person who's closest to the action to resolve the action. Our platform allows for that to happen, but of course, that's customer policy. They need to want to have for that to happen, for it to happen.
And what's the role of the CIO in all this? When I
CIO
say all
hates
this,
us.
oh, the CIO hates you.
Yeah.
Oh, why would the CIO hate you? For the CIOs listening, why would you hate Mr. Nyasha?
Because we're part of the shadow IT organization.
Yes.
We're a SaaS business.
Yeah.
A lot of our customers are in the marketing experience space. They can pay for their subscription, use us without IT knowing, without IT's help. Now, do I encourage that?
No.
Right? And why does that matter? It matters because the people who are burning are the CX people, the marketing people, the comms people.
Yeah.
They need a solution fast and a solution that gets to the customer quickly and they get feedback quickly.
Yes.
Now, what happens, of course, in our big organizations is that the bureaucracy of technology takes hold of customer obsession.
Yeah.
So starts preventing customer obsession, right, from happening. Some of the issues, some of the reasons why not everyone in the organization has access to the Ajua platform is actually an IT issue. It's not a experienced people issue.
CIOs. So what? Okay, I'm trying to see how I can phrase this question.
Speak bluntly.
Speak bluntly. How then should these ITs, your CIOs, your CTOs, then how do you engage them to see that there's value in what you're offering?
Look, there is value, and the value is twofold.
Yeah.
Right. The CIO's budget comes from revenue, I think, since the last time I checked.
I don't think it's changed.
No, it hasn't changed. So the more revenues coming in, the more budget they may have to spend on trinkets like, ERPs and core bankings and all these nice things. So you also need to be customer obsessed.
Yeah.
So the CIO needs to be customer obsessed. In fact, the CIO should go out
Yes.
and find the customer experience people and say, guys, what tech do you need to not only please our customers, but to delight them? And the first thing on my budget is going to be customer delight.
What's customer delight?
Whatever customers say would delight them. So a very good example, and he might be listening, and then he will feel he will turn red, but he's as dark as me.
Who's that?
I think Gilbert was CIO of the year last year. Gilbert Mutai. I think so.
His photo is here somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. So I went to have coffee with him because I've known him for a while. And the thing that he was most proud of in terms of tech that they had built internally was the customer feedback platform. It made me sad because I couldn't sell him anything. But I was actually quite impressed in how detailed they had built something internally to actually just say, look, this is where our money comes from, and we need to be focused on that. That's some customer obsession that is just like, that's on another level.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And you actually realize that that's what the CIO should be doing. That's what should be top of their list.
Yeah.
customer delight.
So less trinkets, less flashy.
Forget about ERPs. My former colleagues at Oracle were like, what this guy's saying.
Yeah. Well, less of the ERPs, more of customer obsession.
More of customer whatever makes
centricity.
Customer centricity. Whatever makes customers love you more as a business. I think so. We have one of our advisors is the ambassador to East Africa, but Kenya specifically, from the Barbados, Ambassador MacDonald. And when we were just having conversations, one of the things that he was like, he was trying to get a handle of like, what do you guys actually sell? Like, what are you selling, right? And we got to this statement, which I love, and I use sometimes, and I always get blank stares about it because African man using the word love. But to encapsulate what we do is, we measure love.
Okay.
That's it.
There should be, you should write it underneath your logo.
Yeah, but then
love measuring people.
People are going to be like, sir,
what's going on here?
What's going on?
What are you smoking?
We measure love. How much our customer loves them.
How much our customer loves them.
That's what we do daily. That's what I wake up and think about.
How can my customer's customer
love them better?
Them engage with their product much better.
Yeah.
But then we have the issue of competition here.
Yeah.
How then do you counter your customer who's feeling the pressure from, the competition, the competitive landscape, and make them believe, listen, you still have a customer base. Your product is still worth. Are we then going back to the data? Are you then advising them to say, what's your competitive advantage? That we're living in a constantly changing environment. And is technology the answer here? Or how do you balance that?
Technology is always the answer. But that's coming from a technologist, right?
You heard it here, people. Technology is the answer.
Yeah, but you need to go back to the data. I think one of the things that has been quite surprising is how honest customers can be. As you know, I've been in this role for the last 9 months, and part of what I do is sit with customers just to basically understand what they're doing, introduce myself. Who's a Zimbabwean? What does he know about customer experience? All these kind of things. But then, what I try to do all the time is actually just go back to the data and say, let's look at your data. What are people saying, and what are you doing about it?
Yeah.
Because I think we get stuck up on looking at, on the other side of the fence and saying that's the pasture's greener, and not actually just looking around us and saying, well, could we make our side greener if we use what we have here? And data is literally what you have. A lot of organizations have first-party data, and first-party data is like key. You know where they spent, what they spent, why they spent it. If you don't know the last statement, you need to call me.
Call you as Mr. Nyasha, or call who?
Ajua.
Call Ajua. Yeah. Okay. So could you explain what's first-party data?
First-party data is...
For my own learning.
No, I mean, it's these tech things that we just bandy about, right? First-party data is just saying the cake business.
Okay.
You interacted with them, so they have your data. There's no intermediary between them and you.
Okay.
So they have your data.
Okay.
Now, of course, in the data privacy laws, etc., that's very important.
Yes.
Because if they market to you,
yeah,
right, and you don't know them from anywhere, you're like, how did you get my data? You could take them to court. But
as you should.
Yes, you should.
Yeah.
But if they say, look, this person transacted with us, they still have the issue of did they consent to be marketed to, of course. but they already have some basis to talk to you that, we have your data because you transacted with us. We didn't go buy it from a second party or third party or a fourth party.
On first party data, this is my example. I have found in the last few years, I'd rather consume certain foods from, or purchase from your typical lady or gentleman in the market as opposed to a high-end hotel. But are you or are organizations capturing that data? And are they utilizing it, or do they have mechanisms to utilize it? Because we're a word of mouth people, we're relational.
Yes.
And based on my experience, I'll say I'd rather not go to this high-end hotel because 1, 2, 3, 4 times I've gone there and it's just been either bad service, bad experience, bad food.
Yeah.
But when I go to this place that's not high-end, the food is fresh, it's good quality, and I'll leave happy.
So you're looking for an experience.
Yeah.
And you're looking for an experience based on what kind of a community and ecosystem has told you, go for this.
Yeah, and actually, basically, it's like my question is around this organization that's not high-end. There's still a lot of data there, right?
No, for sure.
Is it being captured?
No, it isn't.
Is it because they can't afford a platform like Ajua to help them? Or are they okay? Are they comfortable?
There's a commercial answer and there's a general answer, right? I'll start with the general answer and then I'll talk about the commercial answer. The general answer is that they're not built to do it.
Oh, okay.
They're very transactional in their nature. They're small.
Yeah.
You are coming for the experience you were told about, not for them.
Oh.
Right? Which is weird, but it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But they just need to be able to capture your data. They do capture your data, but they're not using it. Somebody else is capturing your data.
Yeah.
That somebody else is the big green monster called M-Pesa.
Why are they a monster? Oh.
Because they're the biggest
They are.
gorilla in the room, right?
Oh my God.
They are capturing the data. But that mamamboga or that corner shop, whatever, the smocha guy, he can't access that data.
Yeah.
Now, there's a little bit of a commercial thing around that, and people are starting to do work around helping that level of business with the ability to manage their reputation, manage their customers, etc., etc. An example is Tappy.
Tappy.
Yeah.
Okay. Who's Tappy? What's Tappy?
Tappy is our sister company.
Oh. Okay.
The commercial bit. Right.
Hmm.
Tappy actually was born out of Ajua. And about 3 years ago, we separated the two organizations. And Tappy is completely focused on building reputation management for MSMEs.
Oh, so there is an MSME solution.
There is an MSME solution.
Fantastic.
However,
Okay, here comes the but.
because there is. MSMEs in their nature are not technology first.
True.
So you're not going to get an SMS from your local mamamboga just telling you that, hey, today I got fresh fruits, 20% discount.
No.
She's not going to do that.
No.
So there's hurdles and gaps still, but there's solutions on their way.
So you're like a one-stop shop. You cater to everybody, the big tech, not the big tech, the big companies, the big enterprise, and then you've got the MSMEs. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, brilliant. I've learned something new today. I want to go back onto trinkets, your ERPs. Now, there's this big bad world we're in called the artificial intelligence world, AI, chatbots.
Yeah.
do I start? As companies are integrating into these chatbots, I'm really finding them frustrating for me personally. And at another level, it's the companies are. It looks savvy. It sounds tech savvy. Look, we have this amazing chatbot. We have AI. We've integrated AI. But then, is it very easy for these organizations, while they've become tech first, to lose out on that customer base because we don't necessarily want to be dealing with chatbots 24/7, and we don't necessarily, it's like they've outsourced that sense of empathy. Then what should they be doing around that? Do you encourage? Will you encourage AI chatbots? Do you encourage AI chatbots? It's very loaded.
Yeah. And I'm wondering if this, in which way I answer, what's that going to, like, do I walk out of here free? I don't know. Or do I get chained up? You use a very important word, empathy.
Yeah.
Empathy is hard to mimic. Today, technology cannot mimic empathy.
And it shouldn't.
Right? People are trying. Right? They're trying really hard for that. But as you can tell when you're talking to a chat.
Yeah.
Right? What we encourage our customers is to build solutions that talk to their strategy, right? So if you're customer obsessed, and part of that customer obsession is that we will resolve something within 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right? How do you get to resolve it in 2 hours? So do you have the tools? So AI might be one of those tools that helps you, triage issues so that you can actually get to the one that needs help quicker.
Yeah.
Not all, unfortunately, not all calls to a call center need a human to answer. And that's just in general. Sometimes I call the bank and I'm like, yo, where's the nearest branch?
Yeah, that doesn't need
there's things that
Yeah.
that don't need a human touch.
Yeah.
But then if you're going to say, okay, these are my core customer journeys, this is where we might find issues, and you measure along there, you will always be able to actually insert the technology in the right place.
Okay.
The issue you have, of course, today is that as soon as you say you're tech first, that means you want to be ahead of the pack in terms of delivering technology.
Yes.
And you're going to put this chatbots all over the place, but it doesn't speak to your customer journey. So what we do with our customers is say, are you measuring feedback on your customer journey loop already?
Okay.
If you are, then you can start playing around and saying, okay, let's add this, let's take this away, let's do this. Because you're always going to see, okay, what's the feedback when we change that? What worked, what didn't work, what worked, what didn't work. But if you don't have a way to measure that, and then you just throw in this tech,
Yeah.
you're going to end up in a situation where people really revolt. And we've seen it. There have been some new apps that have been launched over the last 6 months.
Yeah.
That people have really revolted against.
And they're not speaking to their needs.
Yeah.
It's just, it sounds cool, sounds nice.
Yeah.
I can purchase it and make myself sound good on a stage somewhere, but is it really serving my customers?
True. And that's a big issue. And I mean, look, we are all egoistic, right? We got big heads, and sometimes can't walk through doors because of what we feel about ourselves, right? And we want to be with the cool kids. We want to be talking AI and so forth and that kind of thing. I make this joke when I speak to my customers. After speaking for 45 minutes, I AI. Like what? I just had to say it so that you feel that
I'm with it.
I'm with it.
Yeah,
right?
I'm with it.
But what we have to talk about is really core customer experience stuff that has got nothing to do with AI.
Absolutely nothing to do there from what I'm gathering.
No, nothing. There are places where it's needed. There are places where it's not needed. But the point is, if you don't have a customer journey and you're not measuring it today, you're not going to know where those places are.
Okay. And lastly, what's your vision? Okay, not lastly, second lastly. Okay. What vision do you have for Ajua and for customer experience as a whole? We can start with Ajua, start with customer experience on the continent.
Well, our vision is bigger than the continent.
Yeah.
We are one of the first customer experience platforms on the AWS marketplace.
Okay.
Meaning that we're available globally via AWS. This has been proven. We've got customers in the Caribbean, one of the largest insurance companies in the Caribbean, one of the largest retailers in the Caribbean. So we're growing out of the continent.
Okay.
However, we want to keep our roots firmly grounded on what needs to be done locally. So we really want to grow our business through East, West, and Central Africa. We've got a really strong push into Southern Africa right now. Now, what excites me is AI.
The tool that is not really needed. But
the tool that is not really needed. But I think that in customer experience and in the way that we work with our customers, we can give them an edge in how they not serve customers, but in how they understand their customer. So we pull a volume of data. I mean, we crossed 1 billion engagements 2-3 years ago, and I was gunning for, that took a long time. But now we're gunning for 2 billion engagements in very short time. So we're sending SMSs, sending WhatsApps, got QR codes, sending emails, asking for feedback to a lot of people. And we're interacting at a lot more stages in the customer journey than we were before. So that volume of data needs to be processed. And for us, that's where AI comes in.
So back to what you were saying, there is a time and a place
There's a time and place for
AI.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that volume of data being processed in a timely fashion to give that feedback loop more relevancy is where we're excited and where we're going.
Fantastic. So this is an African solution to global problems.
Yes.
And whilst, there's a time and a place for AI. So AI is not all that bad.
African intelligence is amazing.
I'll be using that going forward.
Yeah.
It's not artificial, it's African
intelligence. It's African intelligence.
Lastly, Surreal, what's the one message you want CIOs and tech leaders to take away from this conversation?
I think we need to get back to the root of why we're in business. And the root of why we're in business is the customer. So it all starts with the customer. And if we can build solutions, we can buy technology, we can, strategize around the customer, we'll be better for it. Okay. And that's how you get from, a zero to $1 billion valuation through obsessing over customer.
Oh, fantastic. And now to our listeners, you've heard it right here first from Nyasha. The customer has to be first.
Yeah.
You need to be customer obsessed. I've learned something new. There's something like customer delight. Figure out how to figure out how to have it and engage with it in your company strategy. And what else? What else should we leave the listeners knowing?
Well, I think we need to talk about and we need to actively engage in AI. The years of African intelligence.
The years of African intelligence are here.
Yes.
Don't shy away.
Yeah.
Well, a huge thank you to you, my guest, Mr. Nyasha Mutsekwa, CEO of Ajua. I'm Stella Gishuvi, and this has been Tech Talk Africa. Until next time, let's keep moving beyond the headlines. Thank you.